Once you have your base set up, it's time to decide what sort of shape you're going or form you're going to make with your cup or your luminary. I use mat board, but you can use any sort of paper or construction paper. Anything that's a little bit thicker. You can even use cardboard. What you're going to do is you're going to put the form that you want to make, and you're going to cut a side profile. Now what that's going to do is, as you're building with your clay tile here, or your clay luminary or cup, this is going to guide where you're going to place your coils. So half on top, half off is about the amount that you should be shooting for. So half of your coil needs to be on the coil below it. So you don't want any super steep angles. See how it goes out gradually up a little bit and then in gradually. All of those are going to work. Now this is small if you're doing a luminary. This is perfect if you're doing a cup. This is about 5 inches tall. If you're doing a luminary, you're going to want to go a little bit bigger, because remember, you have to be able to fit a candle inside the bottom. So I've cut out my template. I sketched it out first, got it exactly right, cut it with some scissors, and then just cut it off right at the top. So that you're going to keep the area that is cut out, so that as you're working, you can keep building out and keep checking it. There we go. All right, my first step is going to be to roll some coils. So I'm going to break my clay scraps that I had. If they're a little dry, grab from your new ball of clay. But if your clay scraps are still good, use those. I wedged them up. And then I'm going to roll some coils. Got to roll them between my hands first to get them into the coil shape. Now, if you want to know more about rolling coils and the exact process I'm using, because I'm not going to explain it much in this video about rolling coils, I have a whole nother video that you should have watched, or you can watch, about how to roll a proper coil and keep it from getting floppy. Now, for a coil pot, you're shooting to have the width to be about the thickness of your ring finger if you've got kind of pretty average size hands. If you've got really big hands, it's going to be different. So if you've got big hands, you should maybe look at your pinky finger. And then if you've got really small hands, you might want to look at your middle finger or your thumb. And those should give you good measurements. There we go. So I've got this nice long coil. I might not use it all for one, but I have it in case I need it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap the coil around my pot. And then I'm going to line up my guide here in multiple spots. So I'm going to check it all the way around and make sure that my guide fits all the way around. Once I've got that, I'm going to overlap my clay coil right on top of each other. I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to cut at a diagonal all the way through. Diagonals give you the most surface area to slip and score together. And if you don't know what slipping and scoring is, you need to look at the video about slipping and scoring. So now I've got this other coil. I might be able to actually save it for later and use it. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to attach my coils together. So the first thing I'm going to do, I can use my needle tool, I can use a fork, or I can use my scoring tool if I find it in here. Here it is. I'm going to use my scoring tool here. I'm going to score both ends of the clay. Look like that. And then I'm going to take my brush with a little bit of water. I'm going to add the water to create slip. The scoring job's not the best, so I'm going to do a little bit more. And then I'm going to put them together. So see how they fit now perfectly together? And I'm creating this sort of onion ring out of clay. And then I'm gonna blend it together. You don't want to blend, or you don't want more than one joint in your coils. So if it's too short, just use a different coil of clay, because you don't want a joint here. You don't want to have to attach 3 pieces of clay to create one full ring. You want only one joint. So your clay should be bigger than what you need so that you only have that one joint. Every place that you have a joint is a little bit weaker, and that's why you want to have only one joint in your clay. So with that joint, you're going to score all the way around. I'm going to score all the way around on this piece. Remember that you need to score both pieces. Grab my brush. Make slip for both pieces. And then I'm going to reline this up all the way around. Now I'm probably going to need to stand up so that I can see all the way around what my clay is doing and how far off it is. I can use my template and I can check it, so I can pull out where I need to and push in my clay where it needs to. If you're getting any sort of small kind of dry cracks in your clay, that's okay. You're going to do some blending and smoothing out. All right, that looks good. Now I'm going to push it down. And you're not pushing too hard, but you're pushing so that you can see the slip come out of the joint. So I want to see that slip come out of the joint. Now, as you go higher and higher up, you can do a couple of coils and then smooth them together. But in the first couple of coils, when you first start, you're going to need to blend it right away as soon as you slip and score that coil. So, in order to do that, I need to support the outside always. So I'm going to put my hand here and blend. Now I'm just pushing really lightly, and I'm pushing to fill the hole. I'm not covering the hole up. I'm pushing to fill the hole from the inside out. Your finger is the best tool for this step. And notice that my clay coil is not moving as I'm doing this, and that's because I'm supporting it from the outside. Now, the reason I have you do your coils so thick is because this process of blending is going to take away some of the thickness of your coils. And if you do your coils a little bit thicker to start with, then you're going to have lots of room to do the blending. All right, so this is kind of that first step on the inside. On the outside, I'm also going to blend on the outside. So as I go around, it's better to turn your tray. I've got this wheel so you can see it and it can go a little faster for the video. It's better to turn your tray while you're working than turn your actual piece. The least amount of times you can touch your clay over and over and over again, moving it on and off of surfaces, the better. That's why I gave you a little tray. So you want to keep your clay on this tray. Now this looks rough. But all I'm trying to do is fill that hole and give myself just a little bit more space here. All right, now if you had a wheel, one of the easiest things to do would be at the end, once you're done blending on the outside, is going to be to run your finger all the way across. That's why it's important that your clay is in the middle. You'll run your finger all the way across, pull off any excess stuff that you don't need, and that's a really great way to smooth your clay. Especially for the first one. Your finger is a great way to smooth your clay. That way you know, you can feel when you're applying too much pressure. And these areas on the base you can always clean up after. But for right now, you're just looking to smooth it. Before the end of whenever you're cleaning up your clay, you're going to want to make sure that you are smoothing out all of your clay coils. Now this coil is a little small, so I can't really use that. I'm going to roll a new coil for the next parts. So you'll just keep doing that process over and over and over again. So you're going to roll your coil, measure it, cut it, attach it, slip and score, and then blend. That's what you're going to do for each one. This is what it looks like. Blended, blended on the side. Maybe it's a little lumpy here. That's okay. When we cut the top off, you're going to make sure it's nice and even.